I'm Dorothy Rowe, and the video you're about to watch is a clip from a live webinar. If you enjoy the content of this video, please like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you. What is that glory that actually provides a context for the creation of a human body? Wow, like this is just amazing. It's amazing. Of course, there's the Devata for the reproductive process and the reproductive organs. How we access that Devata is first from the physiological structure. So we put this attention, we put the attention on the structures of the body that have this ability to pass DNA back and forth between two bodies. Amazing. So just letting the attention rest a little bit in that part of the physiology. And remember, always with reverence, it is the approach. It is the approach, I would say, colored by heart wisdom. So the heart wisdom is where we produce reverence and compassion and understanding, forgiveness, and so forth is here. All the feelings, all the fine feelings. And it's like when we allow the awareness to observe the structure, and if you close the eyes, it causes the mind to settle down a little bit like that. You feel into that structure. And I know some of you, especially ladies, don't have that structure anymore. So understand that even if you've had the organs removed, the etheric intelligence is still there. That in this part of the body, oh, it's so tender. I feel as my awareness is going in such tenderness, such compassion for the level of struggle that not only we, but our ancestors have been through over the centuries regarding the structure and function of the reproductive system. There's a limit to a number of times a woman can be pregnant in her life, that to a large degree, most of the time, that area is it kind of rests. It rests, it sits quiet. And as a result, for a lot of people, especially because it's a place where it's a storage place, it's an archive. It represents a kind of archive in the body, really. Both for men and women, right? Because for men, it's holding all the DNA, all the material, the reproductive material also. So it's an archive. And it's an archive of what? It's an archive of ancestry. Because what is the DNA? But it is the physical representation of our entire ancestry. And the thing about the ancestry is that all those individuals who manage to reproduce, they have certain things in common that we don't have in common with individuals who don't reproduce. So everyone, whether you reproduce or not, has an innate wiring to favor the reproduction process. And that includes favoring intimate relationship, like romantic relationship with another person. It's just the way it is. That means that we're wired up, even here in our hearts, to successfully navigate a nice relationship with other people. For me, when awareness goes into this area, it's not just that it's an archive area in the physiology, it's that the archive is like an archive of seeds. So one of the questions yesterday was about, as we started, remember there's like the big system and that contains all the other systems within it. So there are cosmic archives, and there are locations at the larger level of the universe that are reflected in this archive of the reproductive system. Archive and also the mechanics of manifestation to their finest and most magnificent degree. Remember, I said the key is here. It's here in this finest level of feeling. When I look into this part of the physiology, the delicacy is phenomenal. It's so tender. It's so delicate. It's so seeping in that knowledge. It's not just an archive, but it's like a wisdom field for all the information required to handle this finest feeling level of consciousness to the highest and most profound degree. The tenderness, the softness, the refinement, the rarefication, the gentleness. This is the feeling that's coming in as a download to provide, it's like a liaison, it provides a bridge between our conscious awareness and the soul or the devata of the reproductive organs. It's so tender. It's so tender. It's all about just, it's not just the gap like this, it's just the point of it. It's just the point where the unmanifest meets the manifest, just so sweet like that. And here we're meeting and making friends with that part of our own being. So precious, so sweet, so dear, so dear. Any interaction from our side, in order to do it justice, must also have that level of refinement. So the easiest thing is just to hold the space. Just hold the space for the relationship between the reproductive organs themselves and the intelligence of it, the angel of it, the devata of it. I am monitoring how this flow of attention how it's affecting change in the body. And one of the most important things that's happening right now in this healing, and let me tell you, it is such a tiny stirring at that level, such a small, very powerful. The smaller it is, the more powerful it is. That is cleaning, it's cleaning away centuries upon centuries of shame and embarrassment and remorse and feelings of being dirty and incompletions. A lot of incompletions are clearing away. Essentially these are blockages. These are blockages to the flow of divine intelligence with this area of the physiology and with the physical form, the healing of the relationship, our relationship as a culture, as a people, especially in the Western world, a relationship, there's variations all across, but the relationship has, I feel, never really been delicate enough to do it really justice, to really do full justice. So this is a need for a change right here, is to be able to understand the sensitivity required to honor that particular intelligence in the physiology. It is powerful. It is incredibly resourceful, but it's also been a little bit out of reach, I would say, for most people. So forgiveness is one of the first flows. Self-forgiveness. Because what? And it's not just for yourself, it's for the whole ancestry. It's for the collective. Self-forgiveness, going back, of having not known better, how to cultivate that relationship properly. It's not just forgiveness for our own selves, but I see the forgiveness moving through the collective field, and especially going to those individuals who took actions, said things that might have corrupted that relationship. Everything is divine being, everything is divine being, everything is divine being. The reason I said it 3 times is that with each one, it's going deeper, goes deeper like that. There's only one being. There's only one great being. No part of it is separate. Some corruption finds its way into that, where the separation becomes so fascinating and so interesting and so overshadowing to the senses that we lose that reality that it's one unmanifest eternal being that is showing itself or expressing itself as all this diversity. Download going through, it's a big download. Okay, for such a big download, delicate, right? What's happening? The download is integrated in our physiologies, and then from our physiologies as a collective, the download emerges into the collective field of humanity. And as it does that, because this area is so riddled with so much overshadowing of the relative, overshadowing the absolute, that the download, as it emerges into the relative field, into the field of the collective, for the ancestors, for the past lives, for the current field of humanity, it comes through with utmost delicacy. This allows an additional element of dignity. No, that's very important. Dignity and modesty are very important, right? A lot more forgiveness is flowing too. And as I'm feeling it, I'm feeling that forgiveness, like big, thick, like heavy, intense waves are flowing, but they can just be the tiniest little point of a flow as well. We want to do less and accomplish more by allowing them to be exceedingly refined.